This is how I make coffee. Just a little GSI, pour over. Got some Black Rifle coffee in there. The other amazing thing that I'm going to eat this morning is Mountain House biscuits and gravy. This is by far my favorite Mountain House. It really tastes like you're eating biscuits and gravy at a diner. It's amazing. Breakfast of champions. Now we wait 8 to 9 minutes. See you then. Gonna break into some of this biscuits and gravy, have some coffee. Coffee doesn't get much better than that. Freshly brewed outside. This looks like mush, but it is the best biscuits and gravy ever. Not in a terrible rush to get back on the trail and get to walking. It's just kind of enjoying the moment. Kind of reminiscing, you know, it's always bittersweet when you know it's your last day on the trail. I think we got about 11 to go today, and I'm gonna stop at Rolling View Campground, and then as long as my wife still chooses to, I'm gonna try to coordinate for her to come pick me up and save me from walking home. Great trail, highly suggested if you're in the Triangle area and you're looking for, you know, a couple of days section hike, and you really for whatever reason can't get away very far. I literally Ubered from my house to the trailhead and then started walking, so you don't even, that's about as easy as you could possibly ask for. So good times, great coffee. Onwards and upwards, getting started. Leaving another great little campsite that Mountains to Sea Trail folks have set up for us. So, moving right along. See you out there. I don't know what the Mountains to Sea Trail would do without Eagle Scouts. So this one's, I apologize, Joe, I'm gonna butcher your name. Joe Schlotterer from Boy Scout Troop 461 and Venture Crew 469. Got a pretty awesome footbridge here that I'm definitely gonna make use of. But go ahead and do the weight test. Oh, yep, it works. Thanks, Joe. Just ran into a day hiker coming the opposite direction. Chatted for couple of minutes, but apparently he hiked the Appalachian Trail a while back, and so we got to talk a little bit about hiking, and strangely uplifting to talk to somebody else out here that's interested in hiking and long distance hiking, section hiking, through hiking, all that fun stuff. And so I haven't really experienced the hiking community in person. You know, most of my camping trips have been with my friends. You know, we'll go out for a couple of nights, but we're never really doing any kind of serious hiking. It's mostly in and out, or a day here or a day there. So to be able to talk to complete strangers about hiking, that's kind of cool. I like that. I guess maybe that's another reason I'm trying to do this YouTube thing, is to reach out to people and meet complete strangers and talk to them about a shared interest. Good times. So I'm pretty sure this is that day hiker that I ran into. This is his car, and he said he hiked the AT. That's pretty awesome. But more mileage discrepancies. So the trail guide says that, well, this is Cheek Road, so it says I've gone approximately 2 miles. According to my Garmin, about 2.5. So we're already a half a mile discrepancy, and I've been hiking for about 45 minutes. So the fact that I'm supposed to hike 11, according to the trail guide today, it's probably going to be closer to, if I was to guess, let's say 13. 13 and a half. I'm gonna go 13 and a half, because yesterday was supposed to be 10 or 10 and a half, and it turned into 12 and a half. So yeah, let's say 13 and a half. Pretty day. Oh, yep, those downhills. Those make the knees feel good. Good times. All right, yet another Eagle Scout project from Thomas Fair, Troop 214. Liking it. Again, not sure what the MST would do without Boy Scouts. Thank you, gentlemen. I think what's interesting about this trail is, at least this section of the trail, is how close you are to civilization. I mean, I'm surrounded by civilization. There's a airliner flying over my head right now. But I think this section shows you how the wilderness and civilization can be intertwined. Because we're not, I mean, if I had an emergency, I could get out pretty easily. But this is that's just gorgeous. So this is definitely where the segment 10 of the MST gets all of its mileage, because over there you can actually see the destination for today. It's across the water over there. But we probably still got probably 7, according to the trail guide, 7 miles. But yeah, it's right over there. It's too bad I can't float. So I couldn't pass up a good lunch spot. I was kind of procrastinating. I wanted to make it down to the boardwalk that apparently crosses this little finger, and then just stop there and have lunch. It seemed like a good enough landmark. But I saw this bench here and couldn't pass it up, especially with that view. Pretty awesome. But I have been salivating about this lunch for a while now. I'm thinking about it. My flatbread and salami and Parmesan cheese and pesto. And I think it has become my new lunch favorite. It's Definitely not the cheapest lunch to have while you're camping, but yeah, good times. So I had really hoped I was going to be able to keep my boots on for this trip, but it seems I'm going to get my feet a little dirty. So there's a really cool boardwalk that crosses this open expanse, but I guess the lake's a little high, and so in order to get to the boardwalk, I had to get my feet wet. And I did half consider just biting the bullet and doing it. Oh yeah, biting the bullet and doing it with my boots on, but I've still got a fair amount of mileage to do, and I feel like that would just be some unnecessary punishment when I can just dry my feet off at the end of this and put my shoes back on. My socks will be dry and whatnot. So, but still a very cool section of trail. A little narrow. That's okay. So one of the many wonderful gifts that my wife gave me for Christmas was this rockin' bandana. Came across that. I tried to rinse off my feet as much as I could. There's still plenty of chunks on there. What I'm going to do is clean my feet off with this bandana that my lovely wife gave me. See, it's getting used. This is actually the second time I used it. The first time was to dry dishes off. I think after wiping my feet with it, I would not use it again for dishes, but here we are. So this gives me a little bit of inspiration. Hiking the Mountains to Sea Trail in its entirety has been a bucket list item of mine since I moved to North Carolina. So here we are, 560 miles west towards Klingsman, boy, I can't talk, towards Clingman's Dome, and 375 miles east to Jockey's Ridge State Park on the Outer Banks. That's pretty cool. And this is the Little Lick Creek Bridge, which we'll be walking across very shortly. So over there is where we came from. But in order to get here, I had to walk all the way around. Way out there you can see Cheek Road that we walked across this morning. And there's a whole bunch of white birds. I'm not a bird guy, but there's some white birds out there. They're just hanging out. Beautiful day on Falls Lake. All right, it's the beginning of the end. MST continues that way up to Rolling View Campground. We're in State Park right now, but I'm gonna cut the trip short. I'm gonna follow that blaze right there. Got a blue blaze going up the hill about a half mile to the parking lot, and then home. Good times. That's all, folks. Here we are, Baptist Road parking lot. The end of the line for this particular trip. Oh, it feels good to be done. If I can just get my ride to come get me now. I'm gonna set up my chair and hang out.
Oh, sweet Mary Moses. That feels good.
All right, we're done. At least with this part. We're gonna call this Mountains to Sea Trail Segment 10, Part 1. I think if I was to try to do any more, it had a very good possibility of not being fun anymore. So I'm gonna stop while it's still fun. And yeah, so again, Mountains to Sea Trail guide and the Garmin mileages don't marry up, but according to Garmin, I did 20.8 miles on day one, 12.5 miles yesterday, and then 13.1 miles today, which is very close to what I had guessed was going to be today. I had guessed that it was going to be 13.5, so I'm off by 0.4 of a mile. That's okay. I'd rather be wrong and have the number be less than what I guessed. But yeah, so total of 46.4 miles over 3 days. So I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. 46 miles, 46 and a half miles is definitely okay. I'm okay with that. It's not the 77 miles that I had hoped to get done, but it just gives me an opportunity to come back out here and hopefully bring some of my friends along so that they can experience it. So till then, we'll see you then for Mountains to Sea Trail Segment 10 Part 2. See you later.